way, meaning they needed to be venerated. They needed to have a good reputation.
Right. Amen.
Not double-tongued.
All right.
Yes.
Wow.
There's nothing like a two-faced person.
Say it.
There's nothing like a backbite.
My God.
Y'all didn't hear me.
Preach.
Now, ladies, I don't mean no harm what I'm getting ready to say, but there's nothing like a talking lion man.
Say that.
I'm just saying that.
My God.
Wow.
God said, I don't want my male or females, deacons or deacons, I don't want y'all to be double-tongued. I don't want you to say one thing in church, and then when you leave the church, you say something else. I don't want you to get in one of these house meetings.
Oh.
Oh.
Y'all know they have them in every church.
Oh yeah.
House meetings.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be sitting around eating and watching TV and eating popcorn, and they end up on church stuff.
My God. Look at him.
And they just told the pastor, you're doing a great job. Oh, this is wonderful. And then when they sit down at the table, talk with Rob, Sally, and Joe, and Shaquita, I just didn't like the way she did that.
Right.
I didn't like how he said that.
All right now.
He always asking for this. He always asking for that. When you agreed to it in the meeting.
See.
You told him he did a wonderful job. You told him you love the way she's doing things. But then when you sat down with Shaquita, that's right, Neil. Your whole attitude, your whole
Function.
speech changed.
My God.
Now let me tell you something. You don't need to participate in how. I don't know why I'm saying this. Is not in my
Deal with it.
Go ahead. Stay there. Stay right there.
But break up the house meetings.
All right.
All right.
Break them up.
Okay? They are infectious.
Yes.
Jesus.
They are
Bone
poison.
in the left field. Hear me?
They can destroy the
Yes.
morale of the
Yes.
church.
Yes.
All right.
One thing that has always bothered me down through the years, especially when I became pastor, is Pastor Walker and Pastor Price, and what's his name? Pastor Shedrick, is when I saw new saints coming to the church. Okay. And I saw some of those old, shaky instigators befriending the new saints.
That's it.
They do it.
I've had to clean up some messes.
Yes.
My God.
I know it.
And all of a sudden, this person, watch this, this person don't even know Robbie.
Right.
Did you hear what I said? This person don't even know Sister Debbie. And within 30 to 60 days, they talking about how they don't like her, they don't hardly want to speak to her. I can't get them, y'all.
Amen. You right.
And as a pastor, when you've been sitting around long enough, you realize where that came from.
Where
Yeah, you know.
you know exactly where it came from. Right.
Yes, but they don't know you know.
That's right.
And sometimes
Yeah, they do something.
it's from
They do
these
too. Yeah, they
illegal convocations.
Playing.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal. They are convening, convocating and congregating to talk mess. Y'all didn't hear what I said.
You speaking now? You speaking?
I remember I was in a business meeting one time years ago, and Lord bless us pretty good. Missouri, Pastor Walker's our old building. It's a multi-million-dollar church. We're doing pretty good. Then I gave the building back when God told me I was coming here. I kept my church in Memphis, and I came here to plant this church. Now I was in a business meeting, and Negroes had the audacity to tell me in the meeting. First of all, let me say this. I've gotten a lot of apologies since I moved, because folks want me to come back. I'm only going back to visit. But what I want to say is, folks stopped giving. And then somebody had the audacity to get up in a meeting and say, we got people that paying their tithes to other churches. So me being the man that I am, and the man of God that I am, and the man who ain't scared of nobody, why don't y'all go to that other church?
Y'all pay your tithes there. That's it.
You say, why are you saying this, Pastor? Because if you don't like the church you're in,
Yeah,
to
you
the
need to
extent
find
that you
out.
always got to talk about it,
Right.
take your narrow, middle size, or big
Thank you.
behind
Big
to the
behind.
church that you do.
Come on. I agree. Big behind.
I'm just saying.
In it.
You
Let
telling
me
the
just say,
truth.
so if you can't understand this as a pastor, let me bring it home. Would you want to be in a relationship with anybody that always talked about you?
No.
Would you want to be married, be that boyfriend and a girlfriend, and you finding out they with their mama, they with their daddy, they with their friends, and your friends talking about you? Would you want that?
No.
Wouldn't you ask the question, well, why you with me?
Right.
Why you with?
Now that's kind of how pastors feel. Why you with me? And you're always dogging the church and you're in the church.
She took her husband home. She took her husband home.
So the quickest way to deal with that, people, is to shut it down.
Shut it down. Amen.
I agree. No, somewhere else that foolishness. Yeah, man.
Go ahead with it.
Shut it
Let him
down.
God. Thank you, Jesus.
Break up that part. Now, don't get me wrong. They're going to call you a flunky.
Yes.
They're going to say you the pastor's pet.
Yes.
They're going to say you always kissing behind and running behind them.
See?
Yes.
See?
Okay? But let me tell you something.
See?
Let me tell you something. I don't mind, and I got a couple now, and I've had a couple down through the years. Contrary, I'm going to mess up y'all theology. I love Peter.
Okay. Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah. That's to you.
If I may say this, Peter wasn't a punk or a chump.
You sure? You cut it out?
But the Lord had to rebuke him,
Yes.
but God said, I also got the remedy. I can heal any ear you cut off.
That's right.
But I'd rather have somebody. He was the only one. When they came to get him in the garden,
Yes.
Peter's the only one that stood up.
Yes.
The rest of these jokers ran like a bunch of cowards.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Pip.
Right.
When I'm in the trenches with somebody, I need you to have my back every
Right.
You better believe it.
They're sitting around trying to empathize and sympathize with mumblers, with complainers and whiners. I need somebody to do like one of my spiritual sons. He owned a barbershop in Missouri, and a young man, a preacher came in, sat in his barbershop, and start trying to run me down in the church, in the barbershop. And he politely said, you got to get your behind
Out of here. You got to
right
go.
now, because I'm not going to sit here and let you talk about my life.
Yes. That's it. Got to go.
Jesus was disappointed when he went to the garden and couldn't get 3 people to pray with.
Pray with
That's
it.
right.
You're not watching.
Y'all not hearing
Go
me.
ahead.
A
Yes.
leader has a right to be disappointed if you can't pray with them and be there with them when they need you. Somebody holler real leadership.
Real leadership.
Say it again, say real leadership.
Real leadership.
Last but not least, I'm going to say this. I'm going to try and finish this, but I know
Take
it's
your
time.
time.
Checking my time here. Last but not least, this is what I've told leaders down through the years. There's nothing wrong with people having opinions. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind opinions. It's when they become derogatory and destructive and personal assassination. That bothers me. And then you as another leader need to stop being so doggone gullible and listening to everything folks say. Because let me tell you something. They talking about you too. Before I came here, I had a church that had 30 ministries in it. I never had any leader that wasn't talked about in my church. But these jokers as leaders would have the audacity to want to come in and talk about the choir president, the youth leader and all that, and I would hear them out, and then I would give them advice, and then I would tell them, now you need to understand that I've had 10 people walk through the door to talk to me about you too.
Say that.
So before you jump on the bandwagon and want to believe everything people say about somebody else, you need to consider that you really need to be connected with other leaders and have their back so they can have your back, because your time is coming. Now you know what? It makes you feel good that they come to you and think that you're such a good leader that they can dump trash on you. Did y'all catch what I said? You're not so respected that people want to load you down with trash. But always remember you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So use wisdom in trying to help people resolve the issue with that leader. If it doesn't work, then tell them whoever the next person is who got to see them. If that don't work, then you need to see the pastor. But do not side with them.
There you go. Don't side with them.
Right.
Do not side with them.
That's mighty rich.
Put yourself in that leader's position that they're talking about. Would you want somebody to side with someone else who's talking stuff about you and it's not even true?
Right.
Last but not least, even if it was true, wouldn't you want them to come to you first?
Exactly.
In my side.
Tell somebody.
Good, great.
Come on now, somebody.
Yes.
You
talking
talking
good.
head right there.
We need to keep these things in mind
My
as
God.
we are leading people.
Good, great.
Then you keep the fabric of unity tight in
Yes.
Right. That's right.
You don't allow holes and gaps and spaces and places. And you don't allow people to manipulate you and pit you against other folk in the church.
Say,
Y'all not hearing me. I know I'm not talking. The Lord said what you need to know is that there is a spirit behind that.
Yes.
There is a spirit of division that knows that a house divided against itself cannot stand. It was brought to desolation. So what you need to do is shut that foolishness down.
You preaching.
That's the roof.
Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I love God. I believe in the laying on of hands. You keep bringing me mess. I won't even let you in my house. You sneak in my house. I'll kick you out of my house. I don't have time. Nobody's foolishness.
Do it for the man.
I've had to remind other preachers, do you know so-and-so is my friend? I'm just warning you in advance.
Right.
I'm not trying to listen to
That's how
any
you shut it
conversation.
down.
there you go.
Right now,
That's
God
right.
knows, mother honey, I speak in tongues, I lay hands, I cast out demons, but I can come across the desk too.
Okay.
My friends are valuable to me.
Yes.
Don't mess with it.
That's right.
Y'all remember that?
Valuable.
The people I love and worship with are valuable to me. The people I lead with are valuable to me.
Amen.
I can't let you come in here and mess up a good thing.
Exactly.
Not
That's
good.
it.
What I used to tell people all the time is, see, this is what I found out. It's the unhappy people that complain the most.
Oh,
It's not about the church. They're unhappy personally in their own
Yes,
lives.
they got help with themselves. Oh, God.
And they bring that pain from the life
My God.
to your church.
Trying to train. That's
And
it,
they
buddy.
are negative.
There you go,
It's
Taurus.
viewed through the lenses of negativity.
My
And they
God, my
want to
God.
use the church.
Yes, mess.
Their marriage is jacked up. Their children are jacked up. The dog just killed a cat. They didn't just roll on their job. Their right leg just went out and they limping. They're miserable in their whole existence. And they bring that misery into your ministry. Watch this, and they won't come misery. Meaning that we all miserable together.
You preaching now, you preaching.
Look at your neighbor and say, shut that foolishness down. Shut it down. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you call me. I don't run my friends or my pastors or my leaders. I'm sorry. Listen, if you got an opinion, fine. But as soon as you cross that line, I gotta warn you, you're gonna get knocked right back across the line. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, always keep a sword in your office. Keep one. In my experiences, yes, I have had to heal some ears, but I was so glad I had Peter to help me. You've got to learn how to appreciate when you're a part of something good. This is what the devil is trying to destroy. The good thing you got going, the momentum, the wave. Are y'all following me? Yes. So he gets in people, he uses people, he manipulates people to try and disrupt that.
Yes.